Good morning, children. All are fine? Then welcome back to our moral science class. Did you read the second chapter? Okay. Did you complete the textual work? So let's move on third chapter. Just Kid goes to school. Listen here, children. Cheskit lived in Skitpoyol, a village in Ladakh. The village had a school. To get there, her brother walked up to the main road and then took the path to the left of the road that ran along a narrow stream. Near the poplar trees, he crossed the stream by jumping over the big rocks. Once he got to the other side, a short walk up a slope took him to the school. All the children of Skitpoyol walked to school every day, but not 9-year-old Cheskit. She could not walk. She used a wheelchair. Cheskit was born with legs that did not work like everyone else. At first, Cheskit did not feel that she was in any way different from her younger brother or her cousins. But soon she realized there were many things she could not do as early as them. That does not matter, her grandfather would tell her whenever she felt sad. You can stitch better than any of them, and you draw very well. One evening, when Cheskit was sitting outside the house with her grandfather, a young boy came up her. My name is Abdul, he said. I study in 6th standard of government school. I have often wondered why you don't come to school. Chelly, Abdul, said Cheskit. I have never been to school. The path to the school is too uneven and my wheelchair will get stuck. Besides, I cannot cross the little stream in front of the school. It would be very difficult for my parents to carry me to school and back every day. But would you like to come to school? Asked Abdul. Of course, replied Cheskit. I want to study like all of you, make friends, play games, wear a uniform, and even write exams. Sometimes my brother teaches me songs that he has learned at school and I love it. I sometimes dream of carrying a school bag, even eating packed lunch. I remember the day my brother recited his tables with such pride. Even the time he learned to read, my parents were very happy as they have never been to school. I too want to learn to read and study maths. Abdul said, just kids. I will see you again. I must go now. My mother will be waiting for me. Jelly. The next day, Abdul went straight to the headmaster's room after assembly. Jelly Zangle, he said, I want to talk to you about a girl from our village who does not go to school. Her name is Jaskit. Oh, yes, replied the headmaster. I know her. She is differently abled, isn't she? Yes, Sangle. She uses wheelchair to move around but cannot reach school as the path from her home is too rough and uneven. I was wondering if we could do anything to help her, Zangle. That's very thoughtful of you, Abdul, said the headmaster as he patted him on the back. What made you think of Chaskit and her problem? Zangle, last week we read about a fundamental rights of citizens in our civics class. All children have a right to education. That includes Chaskit as well, does it not? Yes, you are right, Abdul. Let me discuss this with the other teachers, replied the headmaster. Next day, the headmaster called all the teachers to a meeting. He shared Abdul's idea with the group and asked the teachers what they felt. How will she be able to write, play, and go to the toilet like the other children do? Said one of them. That is exactly what we have to work out, said the headmaster. I hear that in a nearby village. The village education committee has helped to build a special toilet for their differently abled children. We can ask them what they have done. But first, we will have to get Jaski to school. Then we can think of the ways of helping her do things in school. 2 weeks later, there was great excitement at the government school. All the children had gathered in the playground. The teachers divided the children into groups. One group worked in front of Chaskit's house and another on the path along the stream. The third group, with some of the older children, worked hard to help their teachers build a strong wooden bridge across the stream. The children laughed and sang as they removed stones and rocks, leveled paths, and carried wooden planks to the stream. The headmaster went from one group to another, making sure that all went according to plan. Jaskit's parents provided everyone with hot tea and biscuits. At the end of the day, it was a tired but happy group of children that returned to their homes. The path from the Jaskit's house to the school was now ready. Jaskit was going to school for the first time in her life. At 9 years, she had waited a long time for this. Children, what do you understand by hearing this story? This story focuses on some values: overcoming challenges, positivity, hope, sensitivity towards the differently abled, empathy, education for all, respecting the dignity of an individual. Children, if there is unity, any deficiency can be overcome. If there is unity, any deficiency can be overcome. Being disabled should not mean being disqualified from having access to every aspect of life. Dear children, read this story carefully and do the textual work. Okay, thank you, children.